Hey, Margaret is here, and off camera is Ninja Joopy.
Yo!
Yep, and this is a quick video here with the PlayStation 2025 wrap-up. Of course, this time it tracks both the PS4 and the PS5, now that we got a PS5 middle of last year, so we got that going on. Unfortunately, I don't have the final tally because I forgot to check before it ran out. Because we go right now to check your PS4 wrap-up thing, it's already gone. You know, you have to wait till next year. And unfortunately, there's no way to like recover it or anything. It's just gone, you know. So yeah, usually what happens is that around the 12th or 15th or so of the month, it starts out and it tracks like what games you're playing, how many hours or trophies and whatever, and it's kind of set to that time. But then it keeps going, you know, if you're still playing, right? So around like first couple of days of January, it'll give you like the final tally and it'll update itself. It'll add additional hours that you've been playing between the 15th and end of the year and things like that. And unfortunately, I forgot to check around, I think it was January 8th was the last day to check it out before it's off. And unfortunately, it's off. So all I can go by is by the original screenshot I got when it first came up. And as far as I can recall, I think it was 136 hours, which unfortunately was very low compared to the year before. And if you want to round it off a little bit, because I did play a bit more between, you know, the 15th and onwards. We had Sagat from Street Fighter 6, we had Mr. Big and City of the Wolves or whatever, so I was playing a little bit. And of course we got Marvel Cosmic Invasion. We played that for a couple hours and stuff, so that did rack up the hours. So I do want to, we'll just round it off to 140 hours, we'll say that, because again, there's no way to check now, unfortunately. But just as we did last time, we're going to compare last year's with this, or you know, 2024 with 2025 to see what games we were playing around that general time. And I also want to talk about how incredibly simplistic and kind of rushed it was this year too. I'll tell you about that in a bit. So if we compare in 2024, we played 298 hours, almost 300 hours, just a PS4. We didn't have a PS5 at that time. And at that particular moment in time, the top 5 games I played was Foam Stars for 137 hours, if you guys still remember. Yep. If you guys still remember Foam Stars, it's still active though. They stopped all the updates and whatever, but like the servers are still up. It's just, you know, I guess the amount of people playing has kind of gone down because, you know, it's nothing new to look forward to. So number 2 was Street Fighter 6, 26 hours. Number 3 was Tower of Fantasy for 12 hours. Number 4 was Double Dragon Gaiden, Rage of the Dragons, which was 8 hours. And then Street Fighter 5.
Alright!
Yep.
Drunk brother! Yeah! Drunk Lee brother!
Yeah.
My man!
Yeah, Sonny Lee. So, and then number 5 was Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition for 7 hours. So there we go. So now for this year, or 2024, we've got Fatal Fury City of the Wolves Special Edition for 29 hours. We have Street Fighter 6, which I'm assuming is a PS4 version, for 18 hours. Tekken 8, which is you know, the first PS5 exclusive game, for 12 hours. Street Fighter 6, the PS5 version, for 12 hours. And finally, Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons, for 10 hours. Because they had, you know, they had Abore, they had Sonny Lee, and all the other DLC characters. Oh yeah, Evil Marion and all that. So that's why we were playing the game over and over and over to get the tokens and unlock the characters and stuff like that. And of course, then Jupes was there to help out as a second player.
Of course.
Yep.
That's how I roll.
Yeah. So unfortunately for this one, it was very limited this time around. They only had like the top 5 games you played, and of course your hours, how many trophies you unlocked and stuff like that. But that was pretty much it. And of course, like advertises for what's coming up for 2026 or whatever. But that was it, and it was very limiting. I would probably have more screenshots if they had more stuff, but there wasn't much stuff. In the previous years, they had like, well, it's the first game you ever played. And for this one, I do want to say the first game was Street Fighter 6, because I was playing it like for the New Year's. So it was like ending of, you know, December to January 1st, I was playing Street Fighter 6. So I know for a fact that this year it also was Street Fighter 6. But that's pretty much it, you know. They used to list like every month individually what was the game you played the most every month. And I really wish they did that, because that would have been kind of fun, kind of cool to check out. But unfortunately, you know, they didn't do that. And yeah, those are the top 2 things. That the other stuff was the same, like what trophies you got, achievements, and like how many, like I guess, times that you like streamed and then junk like that. But the thing I cared about the most was like what was the first game you ever played, and the breakdown of every month what game you played the most, and also how many hours you played of all of that. I think the last year was even more in depth. I think that one even had like the top 5 games per month. So that was kind of cool to see and everything. So I'm kind of disappointed it didn't do that. It was pretty cut and dry. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was just pretty rushing this year, or if they're kind of like, oh, nobody cares about that. But trust me, I care about that. I like knowing about the games per month and all that. That's fun, you know what I mean? But yeah, so there we go, guys. So we'll see what happens at the end of this year. We'll see if we can game it up more this year. As I can say, the other year it was almost like 300 hours of gameplay in 2024, and we didn't even make it, not even half of that. Like I said, I'm only guessing 140 hours. For all I know, instead of 136, it's like 137 or something instead, or something.
But
we don't know.
But also too, remember getting your new studio and everything, Mark Senpai. So
Yeah.
while preparing for that cut into a lot of time too.
Yeah, that's true. We were busy with the new studio. Of course, we were gone for a couple of weeks visiting Johnny and stuff, so that's not any time we're playing here. And to be fair, the gameplay hours that are not counted are stuff like any other console that's not the PS4 console, playing actual arcades, playing pinball machines, playing Raid Shadow Legends in the computer and stuff like that. So of course that doesn't get counted.
Or
So,
booting up my rare Switch.
Yep, playing the Switch every once in a while. I wonder if Switch has their version. I know the Xbox also has their version, but obviously I don't have any console, so I can't track it because it's not going to track Xbox 360 hours anymore. But yeah, I wonder if they have their thing, if the Switch has a thing like that. But anyways, guys, so this is Mark Rodriguez signing off here. We'll see what happens in 2027, I guess, looking back at this year and everything. And there's Jupes off camera saying
Bye,
goodbye.
guys.
Yep, see you next time.